Tim Duncan retired. Tim Duncan was the shield. Tim Duncan was the buffer to rigid, loud Greg Popovich. He sold Pop's religion to the players. Tim says it so. He was the Messiah. In New England, old veteran, near 70-year-old coach Bill Belichick got major pushback from the media on the Malcolm Butler story. Much like Duncan, Tom Brady sold Belichick's crusty, my way or the highway religion for years. Belichick benches Malcolm Butler during the Super Bowl and doesn't tell Tom Brady any explanation. Doesn't give him one. And Tom this offseason, Danny Amendola, Tom Brady, Gronk all taking shots, not showing up to OTAs. Let me out of here. I'll do it on my terms. Oh, same thing happened. I'm saying Belichick and Popovich are still really good, and they're going to win a bunch of games. But they're no longer unstoppable forces, and they're no longer gatekeepers to championships. At Lowe's, save 5% on every purchase every day when you use your Lowe's Business Credit Account. That's 5% on all purchases in-store or online. Subject to credit approval, U.S. only. Jay Glazer is doing his annual training camp tour. Last week, our Fox NFL Insider was at the Rams, the Cowboys, the Browns, the Eagles, and the Steelers. And Jay Glazer is joining us now from New York. What was the most impressive camp, Jay, last week that you stepped foot into?
No, I think it was actually the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just the way they are. They are. It's like they are having one step away from major sparring every single day. But they're just crisp. We went. I had Randy Couture come with me. We just went from the Browns, where we trained them for a month this offseason, to the Steelers. And the way, you have a young team in the Browns, the way they run it, the Steelers are just, man, they got it down to a science, and it's just, they just have a different atmosphere. And I think it's a different atmosphere this year, too, than it's been in the last 5 years. There's just, I don't know what it is. There's something different about that team. They were the crispest team that I've seen, if that's a word.
Yeah, you trained, by the way, Baker Mayfield, and I've heard he's a gamer. What did you make? What did you make of him, the guy?
Stud. Look, our stuff is hard, man. It's mixed martial arts. It's not for everybody. We did for the Saints last year, from the start of training camp to the start of the season. We just worked on their body language, we worked on their violence, we worked on their hands, their hips, their head, their heart. It's different. In order to excel in something, you got to find something that's different than the rest of the world. And it's scary. And I sent in guys like Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture and Jay Huron. Forget me, man. I'm just a little 5'7" Jewish guy. Those are some bad SOBs. And the very first day, Baker walks up and goes, "Oh, I get to do this? Oh man, I'm in." Like it wasn't like, and it was his first day of, I think it was his first day of OTAs, and it wasn't, or maybe his first week, but it's, instead of being intimidated, he walked right up. He said, "Hey, I'm in." And you could tell right off the bat, too, he doesn't, some of these first-round picks or first picks, they come in there, they don't want to be hazed, they don't want to go through the rookie process. He's all for it. I was so impressed by him. But, Colin, when you see him in practice and when you see him on the move, when you see him throw on the move, I haven't seen something like that in a while. He's rare.
When Jay Glazer's joining us, I'm going to wait to see it. Deshaun Kaiser had a great opening game last year with the Browns. I just kind of, I'm one of those. I'm on hold. I got to wait to see it because they were 4-0 last year in the preseason. Now the Dallas camp is.
But remember, I'm not talking about games. I'm talking about what I saw in OTAs. We were there for a while, so we got to see him up close, and it was just. He's just different, and I think he's going to understand, what it takes to be a stud in this league. I think he's going to understand, and everybody who talks to the Browns realize he's not. A lot of guys come in, and they think, "Hey, I was successful in college, and what got me to be successful in college is going to work in the NFL," and that's a fallacy. That doesn't work. When you get to this level, it's a completely different game than college. The way your work ethic is, the way you spend your day. You now have to account for all 24 hours of your day, and there's no school, there's no, there's nobody telling you what to do. Like, you have to be a grown-up here and figure out how to be a professional and better than everybody else. Everybody on that team already agrees, like, he comes in with a different mindset.
You know, the Rams were really good last year.
Yep.
And they got some young players, but they bring in Ndamukong Suh, Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters. Andy Reid's a pretty tolerant guy. He couldn't take it anymore, so he gave away basically a $1.7 million corner who's as good as anybody in the league. He gave him away. And I look at the Rams, and the coach is still young. Jared Goff is still young.
Burley's still young.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of what do you make of what they did? Does it all fit?
I think they're going for it. You know, you and I talked about it earlier in the offseason. The Eagles went out and kind of played fantasy football roulette, right? And they did something that, teams, thought they couldn't do anymore. The Rams, they followed suit. The Rams looked at it like they're so close. We're going to go out and bring in these other building blocks, but they also have something that other teams don't have, and that's Sean McVay. And they got a guy they believe can, corral anybody and connect with everybody from Wade Phillips down to Andrew Whitworth, down to Marcus Peters, down to whoever the youngest guy on that team is. He just connects with everybody, and he does it in a way where he shoots you straight. And that's, when you're a coach in this league, it's really about you spend 10% of your time on 90% of your roster, and the other 90% of your time on 10% of your roster. And, with those personalities in there, you got to hope that he doesn't have to spend an awful lot of time on them, that locker room will be able to police itself.
You were also at the Cowboys camp, which was kind of a little bit chaotic last year, and now does it feel like it is more Dak Prescott's room? It's his
I
team.
feel like, as odd as this is, as crazy as it sounds, the Dallas Cowboys are like under the radar, which they're never under the radar. They're the Dallas Cowboys, but they really are. There's no chaos over there. There's no, obviously last year you had Zeke and everything. You don't have, they're kind of almost trying to find their way. Who are receivers, who are our pass rushers going to be? They're basically going back to football. And that's why I say they're a little bit flying under the radar. They're not mired in a million controversies.
Yeah.
Even with the Dez thing that happened a few weeks ago when Stephen Jones was misquoted, something like that in the past would have lived on for weeks with the Dallas Cowboys. Here it just moved on. It was done the next day.
I think both of us like Chris Ballard, the GM. And listen, in the draft, he went and fixed that offensive line, the interior of the offensive.
Did he ever?
Yeah, I mean, he got really good.
That is a bad man right there.
Yeah, and so I watched Andrew Luck last night, and Brady Quinn said earlier he didn't quite on the deep stuff quite have the zip. I'm not going to make that call, but give me a sense of the anxiety they've dealt with for the last 15 to 18 months. What are they? Are they nervous when they wake up today? Are they thinking, God, is Andrew Luck sore? We got to keep him